We're going to bite off a really big topic today because it's always super controversial, and that is survival kits. Everybody has one and everybody thinks theirs is the best. I wanted to do the video today on survival kits because it's really, in my system at least, the true foundation of everything in my outdoor sports and all my stuff. Whether you're a prepper, a hunter, a fisherman, you go to sporting events, you're doing stuff with your kids, ATVs, whatever, you should always have some type of little prepared survival kit. It'll help you if something goes wrong. It doesn't necessarily have to be a night spent in the woods or what have you. Maybe it's a night spent in your car. Maybe it's a sprained ankle, a broken leg that you need to signal and get somebody there to help you. A survival kit is always important, but it's always involving. So don't start shredding this in the comments and saying, oh, it doesn't have this and it doesn't have that. Let me tell you what it does have and why. You'll understand that I understand a few things are missing and that it always changes. I've literally added a couple things tonight that was in another kit that I've always been meaning to put in here. So we start off with a container. I like it to be a 1 pound or so, pound and a half survival kit. Something that can go in a pack, something that can go in a saddlebag, something that can go in your car, something tiny. I like it small so that it's something you'll take. If you get something huge, you'll never take it with you. You'll get tired of messing with it. So, I'm a big deer hunter, pigs, coyotes, what have you. There's always a survival kit, this OD green one here, in my hunting pack. That way I have one. I do some preparedness stuff where I have a get-home bag in my duty vehicle at work as a police officer. I have a survival kit packed in that. Actually, this one. Backpacking gear, I have a survival kit. Camping gear, I have a survival kit. You know, I was an Eagle Scout. I got my Eagle in '88. And I did love Scouts, grew up doing Scouts, and I did it from age 8 in Cub Scouts all the way through 18. I worked at a Scout camp. I did 2 different high adventure bases. And so this kind of stuff I was doing long before this prepper craze and Doomsday Prepper TV and all that stuff. I was doing this stuff when I was a kid in the 80s and 90s. So putting stuff together and being prepared for an emergency, I think is pretty age old. It's not a new trend. Alright, enough intro. Start with the container. This happens to be one of mine. I like it. I saw Such do a review of this. It's the FR1 from Maxpedition. I like it because it has a lot of different pouches. You can do different things with it. Kind of lets everything keep organized. Plus you can see through part of it with the mesh. It's pretty small. It's pretty lightweight. I think it's 8 by 4 or something like that. 7 by 4. I'll have to check. But I like it. It has a lot of options. It's shock corded to keep it open. If you lay it down, it'll show your stuff. This would also make a great first aid kit if you just need a small or above average individual first aid kit. This might be a great one. So I keep a survival kit in here. We start off with water. You have to have what in a survival kit? Shelter from the elements, water, way to make fire, basic tools. Okay, here we go. Water. First off is a Frontier straw. I do the Frontier straw because it's tiny. You just put the end in there, use it as a straw. It is what it sounds like. You put this in the water, you suck the water through, and it filters it. You have to filter your water. I like this because it's super compact. I have Katadyn Hikers and Hiker Pros. Matter of fact, I have 4 Hiker Pros in my different systems. But they don't work into my survival kit because it's too heavy. Okay, and at about $9, excellent value. You need a backup. 2 is 1, 1 is none. So water purification tablets, a whole bottle. They're in there for the water. On the fire, several ways. I have a mini Bic lighter, obvious what that does, and I have a little Kershaw flint and steel, a little magnesium rod or ferro rod. Also have 2 wet fire tenders because they are great in case everything around you is wet. The pine needles, the leaves, the straw or grass that you're trying to use, shredded bark, whatever you use. It could be wet. It could be a strange survival situation where it truly is a disaster, something like that. You can at least make your fire, which is important. Fire is a morale builder, makes you feel a little bit better. It gives everything some light, it gives everything some warmth, it keeps things away, it lets people find you, it has smoke, you can cook on it. Fire is good. So when you do want a fire, when you do want people to find you, which isn't always, in that situation, you definitely need multiple ways to make fire. I also have in this 5-in-1 from Coughlin's, which is a compass, a whistle, a little piece of flint there. I also have some a striker there and REI waterproof matches. So those are good to have. That way you have matches, flint and steel, and a lighter, or a ferro rod and a lighter. This is cool because it's also a backup. You see, I have for signaling, into signaling, I have a whistle, the SOL new Slim Howler, which is pretty cool, super thin, and a mirror with the signaling with the little side end deal. I leave the plastic on there so it doesn't get scratched up until you need to use it. I also have a real compass, a Silva, but of course a little bitty backup compass, and I guess it works. It is pointing north right now. So good to have redundancy, and this little 5-in-1, they're only 10 bucks or less, is an easy way to do that. Back on the shelter stuff, I've got an emergency poncho. This is literally an 88-cent emergency poncho from Walmart. I think all the Walmarts have them. I've seen them all over the place when I've traveled. And a little space blanket there. You can use the space blanket as a shelter or a tarp. You can use the poncho as a shelter or a tarp. Put the poncho on for its intended use and keep the rain off of you. Use it to collect dew in the morning, all kinds of stuff. Same with the space blanket. I have a little bit of foil here. It's actually about that much foil. So, I don't know the measurements, but probably 2 feet of foil. And you can use that for signaling if you unfold it. You can use it for cooking. You can use it to do a lot of stuff. So I have some foil there. I have a basic first aid kit. This is an individual tiny first aid kit. I understand that you need more, but this is that little Adventure Medical .3 ultralight waterproof kit. I like the bag because it doesn't let in water or moisture, which ruins your crap if you haven't ever done that. And it has just enough to kind of get you through that day, or get you through a couple minor things. It even has some tape and some gauze, so it's not totally unprepared, but it's not a trauma kit. Okay, it's more of a first aid kit, as its name says. I have some cordage here. This is just 550 cord. It's 25 feet. But remember, I would have more in my pack. I would have more in my hunting bag. I would have more in my get home bag that's in my car or what have you. This kit is designed to, if it all went bad and you could take nothing else with you, this is what you take. You take this survival kit. That's the premise of this whole thing. Understand that you should already have EDC items on you, like a multi-tool, a flashlight, a gun. That's why this knife, that gun, and that flashlight are there, just to remind you that those things you'd already have on you. They don't go in this kit. There would be things on you. Now, would I have the Smith 329 44 Magnum in my little kit? No. Would I have it even on my belt as an EDC? Probably not, but I do wear it hunting. It's a good backup for pigs or bear. Would I have the Cold Steel Outdoorsman? Phenomenal. No. It's just a prop. It's just a reminder that you would have EDC items on you. Okay. Also in the kit, before I forget, is I did have, as a representation, a little package of cheese crackers, a little flavored drink mix pouch. These are good to mix up. Get you some electrolytes or the Gatorade pouches. Cliff Bars, any kind of food you would need. I understand those crackers could get crushed. It was just a representation. I didn't have any Cliff Bars in this kit, unfortunately. And I also have a Swiss Army knife. This is a big one. I think it's the Huntsman or the Camper. I can't remember, but it has a lot of different, most of the different attachments. I think it doesn't have the scissors and it doesn't have the magnifying glass. So, but it has most everything else. That takes the place of a Leatherman. Everybody's going, where's your multi-tool? Where's your this? Okay, it's a Swiss Army knife. I chose it because I already owned it. Number one, it's a cost savings. I live on a budget. And two, it's a small and compact tool. So it has what I need, you know. I think that the Swiss Army knife is still a valid deal. I also have some USGI snare wire. I bought this on Amazon. I've gotten several rolls of it. I bought a 3-pack, I think. And it has the literally Vietnam era wire, yellow and green. It can be for snares if you decide to set stuff like that. It could be for tripwires for security. It could lash stuff together and hold because it is a real wire. So realize, by the way, that if you think you're going to go out there and set snares and have breakfast in the morning, you're probably wrong unless you're in an incredible wilderness-rich area with animals, you know, tons of wildlife is what I meant to say, wildlife-rich animal environment, it's not going to happen. Normally it takes quite a while for snares to take or for animals to find the snares or what have you. Your best bet is fishing. I actually have, I don't know how it's not pictured, but I have in this kit, I think I still left it in the green bag, I have a little fishing kit also. That's a quicker way to find food, in my opinion, than trapping, unless you're a real experienced trapper. So I remember that a fishing kit is good, and my little fishing kit is simply some line, some sinkers, some hooks. I think I even have a couple of bobbers in there, and then a couple of baby $1.19, $1.99 lures and stuff from Walmart. Just real basic stuff. In my area we have bass, crappie, stuff like that. You know, we don't have a huge, some of the huge fish that are up north. I'm in the Texas area. So I have stuff that would be appropriate for my area or surrounding area. The green 511 6x6 pouch that you see here is another kit that I use, and I like it also. That pouch is 6 inches by 6 inches, as the name implies. It's a good kit. It fits in actually one of my backpacking. I use it when I'm backpacking, my big backpacking bag. So it has essentially the same contents in here. Oh, I forgot the mag light solitaire. Light is important. This is a single AAA light. In this kit, I actually have a mini mag 2 AA light, the standard mini mag, which I just happen to have, and it has a handy little belt sheath, so that's a good flashlight to have. I also have a slightly different Swiss Army knife. I think that the main goal of this is not to get you wrapped around the axles of the exact SKU numbers of every piece of gear that I have. It's to understand that you need cordage and some tools and a Swiss Army knife. You need some first aid, some shelter, water, fire, some type of food. Those are the things you need in your survival kit. It's just like a gun with no bullets. If you're missing just the slightest of things, it could be kind of detrimental. One thing that I've already used out of my kit on a recent hunting trip was a flattened out little third roll, quarter roll of toilet paper that I had. Some travel toilet paper that I got at Walmart. I need to replace that. If you don't replace it, it won't be there when you need it. And toilet paper is realistically something you're probably going to need fairly quickly if you get to your survival kit. Now, hopefully you're operating out of your regular hunting bag, your day pack, or your gear back at camp, the ATV gear that's on you, or maybe your camping or backpacking gear. Hopefully that's what you have. It's your real clothes, your full-size water deal, all kinds of fire making, plenty of tools, everything, right? Your big knife, your big gun. This is in case you don't have it for whatever reason. You've lost it, you have to leave it behind, you have to get somewhere out in the woods maybe to track that deer, but you don't want to take your big pack the whole time, or track that elk, but you don't want to take your big pack, but you want something. These things are always MOLLE compatible. You can strap them to you. That thing has straps on the back and is MOLLE compatible too, the 511. So if nothing else, it all begins here. Every system of gear that I use for whatever I'm doing starts with a survival kit, and yours should too. Remember, if you like the videos, click like and subscribe. Also check us out on Facebook at scout.tactical. Thanks.